Okay, Dr. Sarah Pearson is joining me today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Nick, for the invite. Great to be here.
I'm stoked to chat to you now. You are the Deputy Director General of the Department of Innovation, Tourism, Industry
State Development, Tourism and Innovation. Yes, it's changed recently.
In State Government Queensland, and that's how we know you, because your department is one of the major sponsors of an event we have called the National Cleantech Conference, happening next year. Now speaking of again, innovators and entrepreneurs, having even though we're not ourselves in the cleantech industry, we've dealt with a lot of them over the last few years. And something I've heard on more than one occasion, and whether it's founded or not, is a complaint that it's very hard to connect with government at any level, at local, at state, at federal, whatever it might be. So I think rather than complain about it, what could people do if they want to engage with government? What sort of practical steps do you think they could take to make that happen?
So this has been an issue for decades, and I've certainly heard SMEs across Australia and in the UK talking about, and the US talking about, how difficult it is to get into government. So it's not a new, I'm really ashamed to say, it's not a new problem. This has been a problem for quite some time. And I think a number of programs have tried to address it. I mean, in the US, the SBIR is the classic, iconic program that is raised up as best practice, gold standard for engagement with government, so new ideas engaging with government. And government has a part to play. I mean, government is a great opportunity for new businesses and new ideas to have a first customer. And once you've got your first customer, it's easy to get your second customer. So there are important reasons for government to be involved with the innovative sector. I mean, the other reason is that actually government can't afford to deliver the services that we need to deliver going forwards. I mean, if we think about the health spend, the predictions in terms of how much of the government's budget health spend is going to take up means it's just all going to be gone. So government needs to be thinking differently. We need to be connecting differently. We need to be delivering services differently. When you add to that entrepreneurs and innovators actually can do more than government can do. I think a classic example is an entity that back at DFAT we supported called Rangaroo in Jakarta. They saw that the problem was that kids were not getting a good education at school. So they set up this online platform with chat rooms, game rooms, Uber for teachers, boot camps, etc. They've now got 13 million students on that platform. Now that's just not something that in your wildest dreams government would think about. Another example, which I really love, is in Cambodia, doing personalized education for students in little villages that have no internet connection. I won't go into all the details about it, but we've got no excuse to be able to do these sorts of things in Australia. So there's a lot of reason for government to be doing this, but government has struggled. So first bit of advice is, same with the investment, get into the shoes of government. I really try to understand what is government trying to achieve and how does what I'm doing help government to achieve that better. So, think through what it is government has to deliver and can you deliver it better. Then you need to think through how you actually sell that story. Now here in Advanced Queensland, there have been set up this program where we get startups to pitch to government. So that's giving government a little bit of an idea of what some of those entrepreneurial and innovative ideas are that they could take on board. So that's a first step. But we're actually about to set up an open innovation platform where we want to start by working with government and saying, okay, government, what are your challenges that you're willing to go outside for to find solutions? And then we'll go outside and find those solutions and match make. It might mean there's got to be some co-development, some co-design work that goes on. And we'll use this as a way to definitely connect new ideas and opportunities with government so that they can actually deliver government services and get revenue from that. But also it'll start to hopefully change the culture within government. The next piece we'll have to do alongside that is actually do something about procurement, because the procurement challenges, they're real. So we need to see how we can move the dial on that, so that if we did run some sort of a challenge and found solutions, and they're going to make it easy for government to purchase those solutions. So that they've got a bit of work to do, but we're certainly starting on that. The chief scientist is also he's doing some work on this, running a challenge around COVID and what sort of R&D can help us recover from COVID. I was talking to Louise Dudley yesterday from the utilities sector, and they've got a really good methodology they're using around a bit more open, collaborative innovation and purchasing ideas from elsewhere. So it is beginning, and we are certainly trying to do more along those fronts.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think, as you said, there's perceptions and there's reality, and I think often it's an easy thing to say, well, it's too hard, and it is certainly challenging, but it also, again, working with this industry, that seems like there are a lot more channels opening up, and it may not be you can contact the Deputy Director General directly, but there's going to be bodies out there that are, I guess, avenues in, the communication channels into government. So you just got to present, and as you say, present something relevant, present something which resonates with what government's through, and hopefully at the same time the government is opening its ideas to what's available and what they can take.
Yes. Yeah, so we certainly want to do that. We certainly want to get out there. Hey, here are the things that we're looking for. I mean, COVID has been a classic example of that. Look at PPE and how government realised that we needed to purchase significant amounts of PPE, and the collaborative approach that the manufacturing industry then took. Particularly, with the Queensland government around pivoting some of the things that they were manufacturing to then pivot to PPE for COVID. So, we've demonstrated that it can work. We've just got to scale that up and make it happen smoothly outside of some of these challenging situations. So, bear with us. There's a number of groups across government who are working. So, for instance, eHealth, so the health department, the eHealth group, they're doing something similar. So there's a range of us who are opening up.